Not having dirt right outside your house or being in the middle of winter is no excuse to not polish your skills as a rider. One of the biggest myths about riding and riding skill sets is the idea that there's advanced skills and beginner skills. The truth is, the advanced skills are just a better understanding and better proficiency of those basic skill sets. And let's face it, it comes down to these: balance, better terrain reading, and better fine motor controls. The more you understand the motorcycle and the better you are with the fine motor skills, the more advanced you become. Here's a skill set that you can develop if all you have is an open parking lot. And this is what I refer to as the no butt to seat drill. It's one of the things I teach when I do my training camps on the East Coast and on the West Coast of the United States here. This is going to be done in several different steps. The first thing you have to do is get comfortable, not just standing on the motorcycle. I have a video I did in the past on that, but standing on one leg. Now, to do this, what you'll find is that the bike has to lean slightly off of center, because as I shift my weight one direction, then to counterbalance it, because if I put my leg out, then the bike wants to fall that direction because I'm putting weight out of the motorcycle or outboard. So I lean the motorcycle the opposite direction, and you'll know you're doing this right because you'll feel just a little bit of pressure on the inside of the other leg. And this is good because this is how you hold on to the motorcycle. You're not holding on with the handlebars, you're wedging. And you wedge by putting your foot on the peg and leaning the bike against that knee. That allows you to put one leg out in the air. If you do this well and you have good balance, you'll notice you can put the leg all the way out, and you can even take a hand off the handlebar, and the outside hand is just controlling the throttle. You can almost ride the motorcycle with just standing on one leg. As you get more confident, then start doing turns. Put one leg out in the air and then make a U-turn on the motorcycle. Not a tight one, just a nice, comfortable turn until you're very comfortable. The next evolution of no butts to seat means that you have to come to a stop, because this is where we use it in the real world. When we get out in the real world, we need to be up to the pegs as quickly as possible. That means when you're stuck on a hill in rock, you don't have time to put your feet to the pegs and then stand up. You have to go from the ground and straight up to the pegs. Delay that time of instability. Anytime you drop your butt to the seat, you're giving up maximum control of the motorcycle. When it's challenging, when it's difficult, we want to be on the pegs. So this riding the bike around, standing with one leg out, allows you to develop the confidence and the comfort, and doing it on a hard pack or on a parking lot is ideal. All right, next step. Once you have that down, what you're going to do is bring your bike to a nice easy stop. You'll pull in the clutch, you'll squeeze the brake until the bike comes to a complete stop. You're balanced on the bike and you drop one foot to the ground. Now you can do this two ways. You can either have one foot outboard from the bike like you've been practicing, come to a stop and then drop that leg to the ground, or you can come to a stop with both feet on the pegs and then drop one foot to the ground. Now, when I say drop the foot to the ground, notice I did not say drop your butt to the seat. We don't touch the seat. This is the most common mistake. Instead of moving across the bike, I drop back into the seat and then I drop my weight to the leg. The problem is I still have one cheek connected, I'm center in the bike, and I'm back on the motorcycle rather than being in the middle where I have greater balance. What this does is it causes me to have a tendency to use the handlebars and pull myself forward. We should never be pulling on the handlebars. Also, it's very easy to shift my weight and go to the seat. There are times when this is acceptable, but in a very challenging situation, this isn't where I should be. Ideally, this is what it should look like when you come to a stop. When you're standing next to the motorcycle, this leg should be basically locked up against the motorcycle, your body's turned, and your leg comes across the seat. My leg is pointed directly at you. That means I'm directly across the bike. The weight of the bike is balanced, independent of me. When I'm talking about standing next to the motorcycle, what I really mean is that the bike is balanced and that I'm not holding it up. So if I'm over the seat and I have that leg locked into position, instead of being centered here where you can see I'm directly behind the bike, I actually want to stand out here next to the motorcycle. So my outer body, my leg is straight, I'm next to the bike. You'll notice I'm not holding it with my hands. It's just the bike is separate from me. This means when I go to start, especially in a very difficult, very challenging situation, that the bike is already in a balanced, controlled position, and all I have to do is step up onto the machine. Every time you're doing this, you're building confidence in balance. You're also refining your clutch, brake, and throttle skills. Those fine motor controls to make this happen smoothly are the things that make advanced riders. The idea of having advanced riding skills is really about perfecting the basics to an advanced level. So the less energy we use, the better off we are. So take this no butt to seat drill one step further and find some of the parking stops for the cars and roll up to them and just drop 1 foot to the stop. Because that stop is higher, that means you have less distance to drop down off of the bike and stand back up. You're conserving energy. Find something like a light pole and you can just put your foot out onto the light pole. You can find power poles, put your foot out to a power pole. Maybe a fire hydrant. The idea is to find anything that is higher so that you can conserve less energy. And on the trail, this is something you should be looking for. Every time you come to a stop, go, how do I come to a stop so I'm most stable when I leave? And where can I put my foot so I use less energy? It makes you safer, it makes you more skilled, it looks good to your friends. And that's what this is all about, is having a good time. That's why we ride motorcycles. Thanks for watching the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified of any new videos coming out. Also, a huge thank you for those of you that support me on Patreon. I did the math on this, and 0.001% of all of the subscribers out there are Patreon supporters, and you are 2/3 of my video budget. You guys are the ones that are keeping this channel alive. Thank you so much for doing that so I can keep making videos. I've got some great stuff lined up for this spring, for this summer, and I'm looking forward to it, and it's your contributions that are making that possible. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Although it's pretty light to see, one of the things I do is just before I leave the motorcycle, because I'm pulling against it, I lean the bike slightly away from me as I step up onto the bike so that as I step up, the bike comes back to a straight position.